Yes, try it. We'll try it.
Thank you for your inspiring talk.
You're welcome.
I was wondering, what if we don't have the possibility to travel and associate with others, but we are home, we have our duties to work, we have a job, to study, and we don't live in a big community with farmers and devotees. Would associating with devotees on YouTube, like classes, be as effective as in-person association?
Yeah. The question is two-dimensional association as effective as three-dimensional association? Something changes in your heart, that's for sure. And it can have that effect in two dimensions also. But the first workshop I ever did in my life in two dimensions was so frustrating because I had only done live workshops. So I'd say the same jokes, but nobody laughed. And I'd make this, yeah, everybody say wow, and they're like, wow. I'm like, yeah, dude. And then I read an article about two dimensions. You know one of the interesting things about Zoom? In real life, you don't see yourself when you're talking. So, I mean, there's an article, I don't know where it is. It's a very interesting article about all the differences between three dimensions and two dimensions. And there's so many differences, and psychologically also. So, but in two dimensions, you're still hearing. You're getting the benefit of hearing from that sadhu, so that's definitely beneficial. But, you know, we have to be practical. Prabhupada, he had us go out and open temples with 2-3 devotees. So Prabhupada felt that even those few devotees we have in our midst, if we have good relationships with them, that can be sufficient. And then periodically we get better association. This is the best we can do. So get as many dimensions as you can, as often as you can, but you know, 1's better than 0, 2's better than 1, and 3's better than 2. But what I think is, what's so important is to take the association we've gotten and really churn it, use it, benefit from it. Because often what happens when you're in association, everything's easy to do. And then when you go out of the association, you actually have to make a bigger effort than you did while you were here. Like here, it's like, oh, I went to Mangal Arati every day. Yeah, well, people were stepping on your head trying to get to the bathroom, so you really you just woke up. You know, and then when you got in the temple, you felt like, well, this is good, I'll stay awake. And you like it and you want to do it, but in order to do that, when you're gone, you don't have 60 people around you. You have to take what you got from those 60 people and really churn it within yourself. And a lot of times we get association and it's great, but we're kind of lazy. We just take it and let it work on us, but we don't do anything afterwards. And then it's discouraging. Well, I was doing so good, and then when I left, it was like, Because you were living on the mercy of 60 other people. But when they're gone, you have to take what you got from them and create mercy for yourself. It's just, you know, it's just the way it is. But you can do that. It's not difficult to do that. Just by chanting good rounds, it'll have so much effect, so much powerful effect. So if you can come out of this workshop being able to do better rounds, it's going to make huge, huge difference in your life. And yesterday, I was reading some things written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur about the holy name, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta. And a few days prior to that, I was listening to a devotee who was doing a little japa seminar. It was more of a shastric understanding, a very shastric understanding of the holy name. And hearing that devotee and reading for like an hour what Bhaktivinoda Thakur said and Bhaktisiddhanta said, I got a japa upgrade from that. Just, you know, that was one-dimensional. But that was the dimension that it was coming from was transcendental. So it had such an effect. And so, you know, if your heart softens and opens, and when you go back, everything you hear is going to have more effect on you. And then you can keep it going. And sometimes we say, you know, have one friend. All you need is one close friend. Like that story I told of the devotee, he distributed 100, did I tell? He distributed 100 big books, or 108 or something. And he saw Prabhupada come into the airport. And he said, if I just see Prabhupada, I can distribute 108 big books. So, you know, sometimes Sadhu Sanga can, usually 4 of us or 3 of us. I started a temple. There was the temple president and his wife and myself, and then another devotee came, or we both came. So there was 4 of us. I was asked to take over a temple. There were 3 devotees. And this temple was, you know, it was 120 miles from the closest temple. And there was 4 devotees, and we're all young. And Prabhupada felt if we followed the program, we'd be fine. We're still here. We survived. So even the Sangha of brand new devotees is really powerful if we're all following together. You know, we want a Sangha of advanced devotees, but sometimes young devotees, they're so serious. They're so sincere. When we see them, we feel like, wow, I need to be like this devotee. Isn't it? Yes, Maturana.
You know, retreats like this, it's like a lot of us, we just come together and it's so much sweetness. But a lot of times when you're around devotees for what you're serving and there's some pressure and we start quarreling and hypocrisy comes out and narcissists start getting activated. How can we stay in a positive place, in a place where we don't make offenses, and that association works against us?
Oh yeah. He's asking, like, sometimes when you're with devotees, you can make offenses because they disturb you. And then rather than benefit, you suffer. I think one of the things that I said is that like that story of those 2 devotees, how much we need devotees. And it's not like every devotee is going to be best friend with every other devotee. That's not going to happen. That's not even expected. But not being best friends and being offensive are 2 different things. So, I mean, you know, the best answer I can give is it's not because of the devotee that you're offensive. That's not the reason. If we're ever offensive or angry or whatever, if we just like to fight and quarrel and criticize, it's not because of that devotee, it's because that's who we are. So, you know, that's what we should be working on. Not like avoiding devotees. I'm avoiding 99% of the devotees because I make offenses to them. Well, it's not because of them you're making offenses. And even if there is some friction, we need to handle it in a proper way. That's the real thing, yeah. I always say it's better not to have the friction in the first place, but second best is learn how to handle it. And it's so easy to say, well, you know, I feel this way because of what they said. Okay, we understand you feel this way because of what they said, but how are you going to act? That's the real thing. Okay, I can't control the way anybody feels. I can't always control the way I feel, but I can control how I act. How I act with that feeling, how I respond with that feeling. So this person agitates you. They said something offensive. Okay, it's not good. But how are you going to act now? Because that's always in your court. I don't know about your temple. But it's that one devotee, you know, that like gets on everyone's nerves. Yeah. No, Hare Krishna. Krishna temple would be complete without at least one, at least at the Sunday feast. So in American English, when somebody's like that and they're coming, you say, "Here comes trouble," so that we give them the name trouble. Here comes trouble. They're walking, oh no, look who's coming here. Here comes trouble, because they always create trouble. But, it's like, okay, I want to call myself a pure devotee, or try to be a pure devotee, or even call myself a devotee, and I can't even be nice to trouble. Trouble is trouble. That's why they make trouble, because they're a troubled person. But if you go into their history, you'll see it's because they had a very difficult life that they're like that. And so if you understand that, you can be nice to them, right? It's not nice not to be nice to people who have difficult lives, even if they disturb you. I imagine they have had difficulties in their life, and this is why they're like this, they're frustrated or whatever. Can we do that? I hope so. We need to. And one other thing which is really beautiful. There's some man, very intelligent, I don't even know who he is. He said, the champion wins the fight and then he goes into the ring. Preparing to defeat me in the ring, I've already done it. So, sometimes the question is, when I'm agitated and disturbed and angry and resentful and envious and like, what do I do? It's like, good luck, it's too late. You should have thought about that before you're angry and envious and resentful. So I think it's better to think in those terms than think, how do I deal with this when I'm angry? Work on things differently and dealing with people differently. Because I've seen in my life, you can overcome so many emotions just by seeing things differently. Oh, that person probably, that's a sign of someone who's not been loved in life enough, and that's why they're acting that way. And you just like, oh, that's sad. So instead of being upset, you feel sad for them. You wanted to say something?
Yes.
That's why you have the phone, the microphone. Okay. Got it.
I wanted to ask on this point, what is your advice, your opinion, your experience with devotees in the West, like me, for example, and my wife and other peers, go and live together? Because many seniors are talking recently with GPC, so we have to be very, very, very careful, because many things went bad in the past, especially speaking of medical farms, etc. So we shouldn't try. It was more like you better not to try. You better not to try.
Me live alone mean living out of the association of devotees.
No, like living with devotees. Because
don't live with devotees.
You end up fighting, so you need to try.
You ended up living with the wrong devotees. I don't know. I'll tell you a story. You want to hear a story? Well, Prabhupada established his world headquarters originally in Los Angeles. And he arranged to buy apartments across the street and next door to the temple. And he said, I want all the married couples to live next to the temple so they can go to the temple program. And then they put up a big sign, temple sign, and the sign was on a main road. It was like just a big main street in Los Angeles. So Los Angeles is like 10 million people or something. So it's the big street. And Prabhupada, it said Hare Krishna community. And they put like Sunday love feast. We should try to live in communities and try to make communities work. And there's ways to do it, you know. You can buy a ton of land and everybody can have a little bit, so you have space. You know, we have a saying in America, good fences make good neighbors. You have that saying here? Good fences make good neighbors? No. It's like you just need space between one another. You know, you have your own privacy. And how do you say it? Yeah. From good fences come good neighbors. The temple. And everybody has homes or apartments outside. So it is a community, it's just we're not all together, although I would love to live together. Mature devotees. I think the problem in some communities, there's no temple, and there's no structure. So it's just everybody kind of decides what they want, and there's no structure. It's different. And it looks like India has arrived. Hare Krishna. Oh, nice. The reason they're here is because they were somewhere in Italy, and when we were doing the appreciation exercise, they felt the vibes. And this pulled them in. So here they are. Okay. Should we take prasadam now? Is that good? Yeah. Okay. I just want to say that it was Krishna's arrangement that Baladev is here because I think it made a difference to have Brazilian spice in the mix. It's a nice festive spice. Thank you. Yeah, that's it.
Hare Krishna, devotees. I just want to say about this Sanga and all the importance, like we are reading here, and you know, Chandramukha Swami Maharaj from Brazil, he gave a lecture 1 month before, and he told about the sadhu, you know, like describing the sadhu. He said, sadhu is that one that has a sadhana. So where he gets strength to keep to the path. And we are near the temples. We are always looking for the temple. Our family is a devotee family. And we are eager. We are always looking for a better association, like a good association. And one thing, my wife is a sadhaka, like she's very senior than me, and she's always saying that, you know, we are looking for good association, but we also must be the good association, you know, because, you know, we are associated with Srimad Bhagavatam, so we are associated with the great devotees of Prabhupada's meaning. We are associated with Bhagavad Gita, like we are associated with Krishna himself speaking, you know, like that's the top level association. And then, right, like we are listening to Krishna speaking directly the instructions. So, you know, we have to make this strong, keep our sadhana. We are inspiring each other to keep doing our sadhana, to, you know, increase our love and develop these divine qualities, this spiritual energy means divine qualities, and Krishna describes the 26 divine qualities, you know, humility, simplicity, and, you know, truthfulness, and studying our, you know, if we develop that, we definitely will make a change in the people, in the environment around us. We have to keep strong. It's very difficult. So, I just want to say this, and I just want to say again, for me, I came for a personal purpose, and Prabhupada Desh is my official house here in Italy, like for the government. Guru Charan gave me his mercy and all the devotees, and I'm honored to be here again with all of you. Please, let's use this internet trend thing to associate with each other, not physically, but helping each other to keep talking and reminding us that Krishna loves you, Krishna loves us, and thank you so much.
Thank you. That's a perfect way to end class and end the retreat. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I want to welcome all of you to the temple. Where have you come from? What city?
Where?
Hyderabad. Bangalore. Jaipur. Wow. Welcome. Nice to see you. We just finished a retreat for the last 5 days. And we just finished class. Thank you for coming. This is the temple president here. Guru Charan. He's been here since 1993, no? He's been in this temple since 1990. And this building was basically a slum when it was purchased, and he refurbished it to this beautiful, beautiful temple. And he'll show you around. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Go Premanandi Hari.